What up, guys? Welcome back to episode number 40 today of the My Player Career Mode. Of course, we missed an episode yesterday because I uploaded the Career Mode and an episode of the Road to Glory. So we didn't have one yesterday, but we did have one the day before that. And if you remember that episode, Ben picked himself up a hat-trick, I do believe, against AC Milan. It was either that episode or the episode before that anyway. So as we kickstart today's episode off, it is going to be in the Cup. And you saw there, it was Sim, Ben not playing in that one. And Real Madrid, luckily, though, did go on to win the game 5-1. So overall, it might have been a better situation that he didn't play, because Real Madrid absolutely smashed their opponents, although admittedly I don't particularly know who they were, so I can't really comment on whether or not that should have been an easy game for them. But in terms of the games you're going to see today, 4 more to come, of course, one of them in the Champions League as well, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that. It's the return leg, or the return game, against Celtic. Of course, we're still in the group stage, and in Scotland, the Scottish club did actually defeat the Real Madrid. So, you know, they've got, I guess, some redemption revenge to get, if you will. So we'll see if they can do that later on. But to kickstart the episode off today, we have a game against Real Betis. And, of course, Zidane, the manager of Real Madrid, named this lineup. As you can see, Llorente, Casemiro and Wood, of course, seems to be the norm as it is currently in this Madrid side. There has been a couple of games where Ben's featured alongside Toni Kroos and I think someone else, but overall it seems to be the same midfield that Zidane is kind of featuring here. So, I mean, Kovacic has played a couple of games, but I think overall that's probably the strongest midfield three that Madrid are going to feature. So, without further ado, get into game 1 and see how Real Madrid would get on. 25 minutes in, Ben on the ball here inside the opposition half. Nice cutback, finds a pass through the middle, and the first chance of the game does go Madrid's way, and it turns golden as well. A lot of it was, I guess, kind of luck-based in the aspect that the keeper makes a good save. But to be fair to Ronaldo, you have to appear in the right spots, because if you don't, the ball doesn't come to you, and that's exactly what Cristiano did there. So as Real Madrid take the lead through Ronaldo, as you see his signature celebration as well, and it was actually, I guess, Aguero making the goal. You can see Ben plays him in, but Aguero gets his shot on target, causes the keeper to have to make the save, and then that's what causes Ronaldo, luckily, to have a tap-in at the back post. So Madrid 1, Betis 0. I have to admit, though, it wasn't the easiest chance in the world for Ronaldo. He still had to keep his shot in between the sticks, and it was coming at him with pace, so I have to give him credit for that. At first, it looked a lot more easier than it actually was. So anyways, guys, 1-0 Madrid, and there's still a long way to go in this game. Betis still with a lot to come back, and Madrid still with even more time to try and find a second. As we go into the second half now, 66 minutes in, Ben, great work getting his strike off. And sadly for him, he's been in some good goal scoring for Real Madrid recently in the last episode, but this time around, he can't find the target with that one. He can't even get his shot on target either. So disappointing finish from Ben there. I expected more from him. Otherwise, that might have been 2-0 there. But as we move into the 90th minute, that was all the game had in store. There was one goal separating the two sides here, and it did fall to Ronaldo as he slotted home to give Madrid the 3 points. So Zidane shaking the manager's hand on the other side as Ben waves to the fans. In the end, it was a good day at the office, I guess, from Madrid. They did the job they had to do, let's call it that. So for Ronaldo and for the rest of Madrid, it's 3 points, and they move on to the next game now, hoping for even more. And that's kind of an important 3 points, I want to say. You know, they had a disappointing performance last time out against Las Palmas. They lost the game in the last minute of it. So to bounce back in the right way and get a victory here, I think that's important. You know, you've got to give Real Madrid credit for that. So as I spoke about as well in that episode, it doesn't seem like Real Madrid are winning games quite convincingly at the moment, does it? It seems like we're getting a lot of 1-0 and 2-0 wins. So at the moment, they're not smashing teams, but at least they're getting the points. And as I said, we have that return fixture against Celtic, this time at the Santiago Bernabeu. I'm sure Celtic themselves will be looking to come here and try and do the unthinkable and beat Real Madrid, not only at their ground, but also at the Santiago Bernabeu as well. Imagine the scenes if Celtic do the double in this group stage over Madrid. Now, this is the 4th game of the group stage, guys. As I said, it's very, very close going into the 4th game here. After the 3 games have been played, there was really nothing in it. So, to be fair, either side that are in this could go through to the knockout rounds. Some Celtic, Madrid, Milan, Mönchengladbach, all 4 teams in with a shout to try and get themselves out of the group. I mean, look at it. Real Madrid are top with 6, Mönchengladbach on 4, Celtic on 4, and then I think Milan were on 2. So at most, there's 4 points away, Milan from the 4th place to 1st, and there's still 9 points to play for. So yeah, as I said, anything is possible. So for Madrid, this is important. A victory here will shore themselves up, and depending on results elsewhere against Mönchengladbach and, of course, Milan still to come, will set them up nicely with their chance to get out of the group. So a victory here is what's necessary for Madrid, and they got off in the right way. 34 minutes in, Ben finding some space, gets his strike away, but a great block from the Celtic defender denies the goal there, which would have made the score 1-0. As we move into the second half now, Ben on the ball again. It seems like a lot of Real Madrid's attacks come through Ben. Rashford, though, on the ball now, doesn't initially cross the ball, but gives it back to Ben. Ben hits a great left-footed cross into the danger area. I'm not sure he knew that Gareth Bale was even open there. I think that was literally just his mindset telling him, put it in there and look for one of your teammates to try and get on the end of it. And that's exactly what happened. Gareth Bale gets on the end of the cross and makes the score 1-0 to Madrid. But if you look at the Celtic defender, he's inches away from making the header, which would have stopped this ball finding its way to Gareth Bale. That man there in the middle of your screen, number 29 or 28, whatever it is, if he'd have got the header, Bale wouldn't have had the chance there. But as I said, for Ben, I don't know how much he knew, whether or not he knew Bale was open at the back post or whether or not that was just putting it in the danger area and asking someone to get on the end of it. As I said, I mean, it can be debated, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Bale has given Madrid the lead, and as I said, they need to win the game in order to give themselves some confidence moving into the final 2 games of the group stage. And at the moment, as it stands, they will be picking up the 3 points. And with 8 minutes to go, Ben on the break now for Madrid. Celtic trying to do what they can to get themselves back in this, but it may leave them exposed at the back as Ben finds another good cross, and it was again Gareth Bale on the end of this one for his second of the day. I honestly don't know what happened. Like, Bale appeared on one side of the box initially after Ben crossed it from the left, and it was like a carbon copy, apart from the fact that this time the cross came from the right, Bale on the left, and he used his header, this time as well in order to score. But regardless, Madrid scoring twice in this second half means that now they move themselves onto 9 points for the group. So that is all you can ask for from Real Madrid. And even if Mönchengladbach have beaten Milan, they'll go on to 7. And if the other scenario is that Milan have beaten Mönchengladbach, they go on to 5. So Madrid will be 4 points clear at the top. I'm not going to read into it yet, but as it stands, Madrid, they're doing what they need to do in order to put themselves through the group, even with the defeat against Celtic. And there you go, boys. End of the game. Ben loved that one. You can see him fist pumping in the middle of the screen just a minute ago, as Gareth Bale also loving it. The fans, of course, loving it as well. Ben with 2 assists on the day. Bale converting both chances as well. So for Gareth, he'll be just happy that he got these chances to come his way. But you have to admit, the first one is just a great ball through from Ben. It came from pretty much nothing. The second one was a breakaway. So arguably, again, if they didn't have Ben, maybe Madrid would be struggling in order to create chances. Mönchengladbach did, in fact, lose their game to Milan. So that does, in fact, put Milan on 5 points, which means Real Madrid are, in fact, 4 points clear at the top of the table in the group stage. I said, in fact, a lot there. I apologise. Anyways, yeah, so Madrid, it's looking likely that provided they get the right results in the final game or final 2 games of the group stage, they'll be going through regardless of anything else. So, yeah, pretty decent there. As we move into the next game, Celta Vigo, the next opponents here. This time, Madrid away from home. And they will see if they can pick up another 3 points in this La Liga title race. As I said in the previous episode, apologies, I aren't showing you the league table. I mean, it pops up just before the games. There you go. They're 1 point away from top spot Real Madrid, so certainly up there at the moment. And as I said, I forgot to kind of look at it, and I'd already recorded these videos. So hopefully for the 5th one, I'll give you guys a full rundown of the league table and stuff, and you guys can check it out in more detail there. So this is now the 3rd game about to come up. Again, the midfield 3 of Casemiro, Llorente, and Wood. It's an understandable thing now, as Rashford actually starts over Cristiano at that left midfield spot as well. So Zidane putting his faith in some English talent, if you will. And 36 minutes in, the first chance presented itself. Ben, again, not had a great first half. You can see there with a 5.5 match rating, decided to shoot from this. And it actually comes out off a defender for a corner ball to Madrid. And as it stood, Ben was having a shocker of a first half. But he goes short for the corner here, which he doesn't do that often. But when he does, it is quite dangerous as a cross is whipped in towards a back post. And there is the skipper, Sergio Ramos, with the header. Ramos is what I meant to say. Why do I keep calling him Ramos? I don't know. Anyways, Sergio Ramos gets the header there, and he makes the score 1-0 to the visitors. But if you look at this, I was kind of questioning it, because I thought maybe there's a little hint of offside here. I mean, I don't know, because I didn't see it from that angle there. But, you know, I'm sure a few of the Celta Vigo players, had they have kind of appealed for it, may have asked a few questions to the referee that he might have had to, kind of look at. But they didn't, and that is going to stand, and it will be Madrid with a 1-0 lead in the game. And as I said, first half, Ben did absolutely nothing. and then pops up with an important assist there to give Madrid the lead. So again, he's just got sheer quality as this young man, and he's showing it in abundance at the moment. Moving into the next highlight then, guys, 73 minutes in. Again, second half, as it was Ben basically controlling the game, finding Gareth, getting it back from him as well. Lovely ball out to this right-hand side. Ronaldo inside to Casemiro. And just like that, it's 2-0 to Madrid. I mean, he's getting the ball and he's controlling games simply. I mean, that is an unbelievable pass straight to Ronaldo. Says, there you go, son. Get that ball under control and feed it off. And he does just that. And there is number 14, Casemiro, not really known for his goal-scoring kind of exploits, but he gets himself into the area and he does make the finish happen as well. So Madrid, 2-0. At least it's not a 1-0 win as they have been getting recently in the league. At least it's a 2-0 win like that of Celtic earlier. So, as I said, man, you know, Ben, quality, absolute quality. He controls games so easily and he's so good. And 90 minutes on the clock, that's the way the referee ended it. Ben not happy for some reason because he had the ball at his feet there. I don't know why he's complaining to the referee for blowing his whistle, because at the end of the day, Madrid get the points, and that's all that matters. Eventually, he realises, starts fist bump in the air, all is good as Ramos, and I think it was it Casemiro, gave Madrid the win there. I'm going to get it right. I'm going to stop calling Ramos. If you guys know, I used to play League of Legends quite a bit, and there's a champion on that game called Ramos, and that's probably where I'm getting it from. But, apologies, Ramos it is. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, Danny. Shut up. Anyways, let's continue on. And that is the third game that we're going to be featuring in Real Madrid colours, because Ben is going to have some international appearance happening for you guys now. As you saw in the previous episode, Madrid did in fact ask the English FA to not play Ben unless extremely necessary to them, as they were only pre-season friendlies. But he asked Madrid if he could play in one of the friendlies to come, which was actually Poland. He wanted to feature for England. He was like, I want to play some international football, get an international cap. And so Madrid gave him the opportunity to do so. And so he started the game against Poland, even though it was a new-look England side, not the one that you're used to seeing. Of course, with it being friendlies, that's the reason why. They want to try out a few different players. So Danny Welbeck started up front, for example, which wouldn't be the case if this was a serious game like the European Championship qualifiers or the World Cup qualifiers, or even the World Cup for that matter. So, yeah, Lewandowski warming up there. I wasn't sure if he was starting for Poland. I was hoping he was, because I wanted to see if Poland were able to defeat England or if it was going to be the other way around. And Lallana actually captaining the side today, which is slightly surprising. I'm fairly surprised to see that. But there is a few recognisable names in that England squad, even if it is not the normal starting 11 that we're used to seeing. Lewandowski does start the game as well. He is starting and leading the line for Poland today. Walker, Stones was in there. There was Butland. There was Rashford as well, of course, Ben's teammate at club level. So it was still a very strong England squad, you know, and still a squad that arguably should be able to beat Poland. I mean, I don't want to kind of, you know, go into too much detail and say that they should be able to beat them quite convincingly, because that's not what I'm going to do. But in terms of the game, I feel that England, with the team they've got, certainly should give Poland a good game here. I mean, it's a strong side, as I said. So here's hoping that happens. And the first chance fell the way of England, in fact, and it was 21 minutes in. Ben on the ball again. He's just so good when he gets this, at dribbling at players and keeping them and committing them. And he whips a great cross towards the middle, brought down while he did it, which the referee played advantage for the penalty. The ball wasn't cleared away by Poland, and that was the end of the attack. So where the advantage was for the referee to not give the penalty, I don't know. That should have been a penalty kick. I didn't see an advantage in there, so I don't know why the referee didn't give it. And the second chance came in the 76th minute. Other than that, it was a very, very boring game, a disappointing performance from both teams. They kind of nullified each other out. It was only a friendly, though, so it didn't 100% matter. The only thing that annoyed me was the referee's decision to not give Ben the penalty. Because, again, where was the advantage? He played advantage, and in my eyes, there was no advantage at all. So it should have been a penalty kick. Regardless, doesn't matter. It was a friendly. Not too bothered about result. Other than that, guys, that is how we're going to end today's episode off. If you did enjoy it, a like rating would greatly appreciated. As always, thank you for your continued support on the channel. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, click the little bell. It means you never miss an upload on the channel. You get notified when I release a video. And I will see you all again at 4 PM UK time tomorrow, guys, as we kickstart the weekend off with another episode of My Player. See you all then. Adios.